She saw a beach made of ice, and she felt her heart breaking. The ground where she stood was frozen white, but 20 feet away, cold blue ocean lapped at the jagged shore. Someone there was climbing into a rowboat, and she knew that she loved this person. She was certain of it in the same way that one is instantly aware of the taste of sweetness in a drop of honey. But she was afraid for this person's life, and the fear raised a cold sweat on her skin and caused a sick lurch in her stomach, as though she were on a ship during a violent storm. She opened her mouth to call the rower back. She couldn't bear the loss. It would surely cripple her. And at that moment she realized she could hear nothing. All around her was an eerie, unnatural silence. There was no sound from the ocean. She could not even hear herself breathing. She felt her tongue shaping the syllables of the person's name, but she did not recognize what the name was until the rower turned to face her. Kaede. The rower was Kaede, and she looked back with dark, troubled eyes. Loose strands of black hair whipped around her pale face. There were spots of red on her wind-roughened cheeks. Her lips parted as though she would speak. But then Kaede reached down into the boat and lifted out a long oar, dipping it into the azure sea to propel the small craft away from the shore. The droplets of water falling from the blade of the oar were tiny stars, extinguished as quickly as they burned into being. The boat cut through the water, leaving the shore behind, and just before the destination came into view, the vision ended. She was wrenched out of the icy landscape and back into her body, where she was sitting in the empty practice hall, alone on her cushion. She opened her eyes, blinking against the light of the single candle she had lit on the altar. Her heart was pounding, and there was an acrid taste in her mouth. Her hands, folded in her lap, were trembling and chilled. A trickle of sweat ran from her temple down her cheek. She drew her knees up and hugged them close, burying her face in the crook of her elbow, and because there was no one to hear her, she let out the sob that reared up in her throat. The sound echoed in the vaulted ceiling of the practice room, and for once, she gave in to the overwhelming feelings rushing through her. She felt gutted. She felt powerless.